Welcome to the Love Gods, where two romance audiobook narrators answer listener-submitted questions about love, sex, and romance. I'm Tim Page.
And I'm Liam DeCosimo.
Yes, you are. A quick disclaimer, this show is for entertainment purposes only. If you need real help, please seek out a qualified professional.
And as always, we recommend you do not listen around the young ones.
Yeah. You know, every time we say it, I'm like, you know what? Maybe it'd be good. You know, like, maybe we've got some things that we could help them out with. This nation's going to shit quickly. We could help them learn the birds and the bees.
That's true. That's true.
You know, but probably don't. Just
No. We'll teach them about the bees and the bees, or the birds and the birds. So
yeah. I'm down.
That's
like
more wheelhouse.
Let's just not. I'd rather you didn't. What I would rather you did though was just like subscribe. That'd be cool if you would do that. If you're watching on YouTube, slowly growing audience over there on the YouTubes, but you podcast listener people, you are rocking strong. Every week we get more and more listens. So thank you for that. We love you wherever you find us.
Yes.
I get it if you don't want to look at our faces.
You love us.
Yes, that's true. But I don't mind people not wanting to look at our faces.
No, I understand. The revulsion. I've seen my face. I'm seeing my face as we do this. So I understand. Yeah.
Well, and we do this show virtually, believe it or not. Our backgrounds may look like they're the same, like we're in the same room, but we're not.
No.
And so sometimes when I'm looking at Liam, you are just pixels.
Yeah, that's always fun. And I like that it'll give a little notice that's like, the quality may differ or will differ in the final recording. And I'm like,
yeah,
I hope so, because I look like a Minecraft character. So maybe this would appeal to the kids, because they'd be like, oh, it's Minecraft.
See?
Yeah.
We're definitely going to go see the Minecraft movie, but it looks terrible.
It looks so bad. But on the plus side, Jack Black has just a bigger version of your beard. And
it's kind of true.
Jason Momoa is dressed the way that I dress, with like fairy wings and women's jeans. So, I mean,
you look the same, honestly.
I mean, essentially. I mean, all these muscles and tattoos, we're basically the same person.
Yeah, same person. We want to It's funny because we all like Minecraft in this house. Like, I like it okay. The kids really like it. Sarah and Adam really like it. But I wasn't sold on the movie. I loved the idea of them doing a movie, but then I saw the trailer and I was like, this looks like poo-poo caca. This looks real dumb. But the kids really want to see it, so we're going to go watch it and hopefully be surprised.
I just don't understand the reason to not do an animated movie. Like, why live action? You could still have all of these actors and just have them voice their character in the movie. But
look how good the Mario Brothers movie was.
That's true, but by the same token, I love the Sonic movies, and those are live action. And I think it could have worked really well animated, but there's been so many animated Sonic TV shows that I feel like it would probably be semi-redundant. And if you don't do live action, you don't get Jim Carrey as Eggman, Dr. Robotnik.
That's a very fair point.
He kills it. Absolutely kills it. The kids were watching Sonic 3 earlier today, so that's why that clicked.
Jim Carrey kills it in almost everything. I love Jim Carrey.
Yeah, everything. Even
he's also a good human.
Movie, he is a good human, but even in a bad movie, he's the best part.
Yeah, agreed. 100%.
Yeah.
Well, I did what I said I was going to do last week, and I did ask for people's pronouns, and because you are the best audience in the entire universe, you responded with all pronouns. So we know your pronouns now. So
we know that you're listening. Real quick, before we jump into the first question, Brittany just finished that book, A Court of Thorns and Roses.
Oh yeah, Kotar.
Yeah. So she had gotten recommended to read that by a friend of hers from. They've been friends since like middle school or high school or something. So she had recommended that she read it, and all the reviews and stuff were like, "Oh, it's spicy. It's a spicy book." She was complaining to me. It was not spicy at all.
Wow, that was a complaint?
She literally goes, and I was like, "Be honest. Have Tim and I ruined spicy levels for you? And she goes, yes. She goes, it was like the first sauce in a hot wings challenge. Or like Hot Ones, like the YouTube show Hot Ones. She was like, it was like the first wing was ketchup. She was like, it was. She goes. They literally built it up like as though they were about to do it, and she goes, and then it was a page break.
Yeah.
And she was like mad. She was legit. Yeah. She was like, "This is spice to you people. What is wrong with you?" She's like, so I was like, "That's great that Tim and I have ruined it." We have for you that now these books like this that other people would say are like, oh, that's spicy. She was like, this is bullshit. Like she was mad almost. I loved it. So I asked her permission. Can I share that on the podcast? And she goes, yeah, that's fine.
I love it. Does she like the book though, other than the lack of spice?
Yeah, she wanted to go out and buy the second one so she could start reading. Because she said the second book she has looked up focuses on like kind of a secondary male character from the first book. That's like her favorite character. So she's excited to learn more about that character in the next book. So
I haven't read the series, but I know Sarah has read it all. She loved it.
I have no interest. I'm not like that's not gonna tickle my fancy. So she made me read Twilight. So and I read. Well, maybe I'll read this. I don't know because I read Twilight. I read Hunger Games, like all 4 books in the Hunger Games. My like weapon of choice would be like Stephen King's The Dark Tower series.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, or anything by Ray Bradbury is that's my wheelhouse. So I do like fantasy, but it has to be like weird.
It's got to be a certain flavor.
Yeah, fantasy, but less romance and more like there's a circus draining people of their life. Like that. That's more like that's my. I'm reading Something Wicked This Way Comes, or rereading. I haven't read it in like 20 something years, so I'm rereading that right now. That's my wheelhouse.
I love that you have the space to read outside of work. Like I'm for our listeners. Like I think one of the most common questions that we get asked is like, "Do you guys still read for fun?" And I'm like, I would, but my brain will not allow me to take in any new stories while I'm in the middle of one. So the only chance I'd have is like on a weekend if I binged the shit out of a book. But if I tried to read something while I'm narrating something else, it would get twisted. Even if they were different genres, it would get fucked up.
Same. So. I usually save that like Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday night is when I'll read.
Yeah,
but like
that's fair.
Monday through Thursday, work kind of exhausts. If I'm reading anything after work, it's comic books on Marvel Unlimited.
And that's different,
because it's such a different medium, so I'm good with that. But I'm a weekender when it comes to pleasure reading.
I love it. That's great. Well, I'm glad she's liking it. There's a lot. That's like that's the gateway drug book or series for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Next, she'll be reading the Empyrean series by Rebecca Yarros. So
I'll have to send that her way.
That's Empyrean series. It's like Iron Flame. She's heard of it for sure. It's like completely blown up. And I've done a couple Rebecca Yarros books, and her writing is absolutely incredible. But like these are the biggest books on the planet. They're so good.
Nice, cool.
Rebecca's amazing. Yeah. We'll have to see if we can get her on the show sometime. Have her give some shitty advice. She'd give actually good advice, like, happily married and all this stuff.
Unlike the shit we give.
Yeah. All right. So this first question comes in from Anonymous. I know it's shocking. But she says, her pronouns are she, her. She says, do you guys think it's possible to escape the ick? I think I heard you talk about this on an older episode, but I can't remember for sure. I've recently realized my husband has given me the ick, and I want so badly to get out of it. What causes the ick? Honestly, at this point, it feels like so much stuff. I'll find little hairs in the sink, or hear him singing loudly in the shower, or he'll make a move to initiate things, and all of them make me feel like, no, get away from me. And I know what a rotten bitch that makes me sound like, but I'm anonymous here, so I'm going to speak my truth. It's just how I feel. But I really, really, really don't want to feel this way. Do you think I can ever escape it? Or once I've gotten these feelings, is it all over? I should mention, as an aside, I'm going through a lot right now. Career change into one I don't like nearly as much as the one I had, some money struggles, the state of the country, etc. And part of me feels like I'm just looking for an easy scapegoat subconsciously and finding it in my husband, but I don't know. Help? Question mark. You want to take this one first? Or you want
Yeah,
me
yeah.
to?
No, I'll take it.
All right.
Yeah, I would say especially with the outside factors, that would probably be warping your viewpoint, and your husband could potentially just be a punching bag where like you don't have another outlet to kind of vent your frustrations. And I think especially if he's not communicative with you and asking you like, hey, how was work? Like, hey, how do you feel about the way things, if you guys aren't having those types of dialogue and being able to vent, like Brittany has a tendency when, you know, when it rains, it pours with, especially like the state of the world.
Yeah.
Pardon me. So I kind of have to be the little ray of sunshine, like ray of sunshine, where I have to, you know, hey, this is why things aren't so bad. This is why you should not be as worried. Like, yes, we can, these are the things that we can do to better our situation. And I think that helps. That makes it so she's not, what's the word? Like doom scrolling.
Oh,
or
doom
like
spiraling.
doom spiraling. Thank you. Yeah. I think
Yeah.
it helps because she's not falling into those kind of patterns. And, you know, and sometimes it's stuff that I've seen, and sometimes it's just stuff that I think. So I would
Yeah.
say, I would say that would probably be a big thing, especially if it's like the little things that he's doing, like hairs in the sink. I mean, I bet you're leaving hair in the shower. And if he's not equally complaining about that, then it feels one-sided if you're looking for reasons to be mad. Singing in the shower, like that's probably something that he enjoys. If you don't enjoy it, put in some headphones, right? Or go for a walk or do something that still allows him to enjoy something that is pleasurable for him while it's not driving you up a wall, you know?
Yeah.
And I'm not invalidating your feeling of like aggression or being annoyed at the things that he's doing. That's completely valid. Like, I'm sure there's tons of shit that I do that annoys Brittany. I know there's tons of shit I do that annoys Tim. There's probably tons of shit I do that annoys you people listening or watching the show. So it's, why is he blonde? It washes out his face. Like there's, you know, there's all these things that all of us do that could potentially annoy the other person. But if you're not facilitating those conversations to let him know, like, hey, this is how I'm feeling, and I don't want to take it out on you, but these are the things that you're doing that are annoying me. I want to be able to get over it. I want to not have the ick, which I feel like saying, oh, well, he gave me the ick or she gave me the ick. Sometimes I think that's like a little cop out, you know, like, oh,
Yeah.
I found one thing that I didn't like and I've decided I can't get over that. And I'm not saying that it shouldn't be a red flag for some people. Like there are some icks that I'm like, yeah, for sure. Like that's a sign to run. But I think sometimes we go out of our way to look for something to give us a reason to run.
Fair.
You know, like Tim and I recently narrated a book that should be coming out soon for KM Newhold called Handy. And in the book, the character that I narrate he's had past trauma that is making it so that he can't look for a new relationship. And he's giving himself every reason not to commit to what seems like it could be a brilliant relationship. It could be perfect, just what Tim's character needs, just what my character needs. But my character is looking for an exit. He's looking for a reason to end things before they start because he's so worried that things could go the same path that his previous relationship had gone. And that's not to say that you can't have those concerns, but when you're self-sabotaging in that way, you could be giving up on something that could be really good because you're not in the right frame of mind. So I would say have those conversations. Tim's a big proponent of therapy. So whether it's couples counseling or if it's something that you personally want to go and speak to, a therapist to kind of help work through and to see, is this ick that you're feeling? Is it something that you can move past, or is it something that is untenable, and it makes it so that the relationship is ultimately doomed, for lack of a better term. So, but I'd say all of this, as always, it starts from an open and honest dialogue from the start. What about you, man? Where would you steer this anonymous?
I would say just dump him and go.
Nice. Much better.
Realistically, you can't escape. No, I feel like this was like an episode of a show that I watched recently where they got the ick. The hell was that I watched? One of the characters. They have a podcast like ours too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, it doesn't matter. But yeah, well, go ahead.
No, there's a TV show on Apple TV called Shrinking. And,
I love Shrinking, but yeah.
Okay, yeah, you watch it. So one of the characters, she gets the ick with one of the other characters. And she's a person that is looking for a reason to jump, to bail. So and she's a therapist, which, I think that's what's super tough is you're like, I know I should know better because I help people with this. Yeah. But sometimes you can't help yourself.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think, so it's interesting. The ick is definitely, I'm going to be a little, I don't know, not sexist, but like, it's definitely a more common thing among the women I know than the men I know getting the ick. And that's probably because we men are fucking disgusting. So like, we're just awful creatures. I just can't imagine, I'm like, there's so many times where I'm like, God, I wish I was gay. I understand men so much better than I understand women, but I'm just not. But boy, also men are so fucking gross, man. We suck. Yeah. So, and that's not like some, he's fucking, virtue signaling about how bad men are. Like, we just really are trash.
Yeah. So we've met us. We know.
Yeah, we've met us. It's bad. So it makes sense why women might get the ick more often than men, from an anecdotal experience. But from what I understand, it is really tough. It can be tough to break out of. And I think there's different like levels of the ick. There's sort of like the ick that you get is just like, I'm just in a, it's just a time in my life where like, I'm just not into you right now. You're just pissing me off, or you're grossing me out, or you've done something that has violated my trust, and therefore I have the ick, and it can, be gotten past. And then there's like the more serious ick where it's like, it's fucking over. And you know what I mean? Like, it's over. And the ick is like, now I hate everything about you, This doesn't feel like that to me. Obviously, I don't know you. I only have just the little bit that you've written in. But this feels so much less like the serious, this relationship is over kind of ick. And it feels like you're going through a fucking hard time. And you're like, your husband is sort of like your safety net. And so it's easy for him to be the one that you put this on because he's there for you and he's got you. It's a similar thing that they talk about with kids. So I don't know if I've mentioned this on the show before, but one of my sons has autism. He's autistic. He's on the spectrum. And like one of the things that they teach you is that if the bad behavior is at home and not other places, it means the child feels safe and comfortable at home because they can let out all of their stuff at home and know that it's not going to lead to them being ostracized or kicked out or like shamed or whatever. And that is something that we deal with. My son has his worst behavior at home, the hardest things to deal with here. And so I think that in some kind of like psychological way, it could feel very much like you're going through this hard shit, and maybe he's going through it too, but like he is your safe place. And so it's not necessarily bad behavior that you're exhibiting toward him, but like your subconscious is like, I'm so fucking angry. He's safe. I can let it be on him instead of on the world, which I can't do anything about, right? I can't change the psychopaths in the White House. I can't change like the people around me. I can't change that you can do something about your job, but like, I'm assuming the money problems that you mentioned have something to do with the new job and all this stuff. So like, these are things that you feel out of control with. And then you've got him, which you have some control over and you love him. And so you can kind of put that on him for a minute. And it's a safe thing because as long as you don't let it get out of hand and as long as you're not treating him like shit, like you're going to be safe and he's going to take care of you. If this is a good guy, it's going to be hard. You know, like I know that I've been on the receiving end of that in past relationships, and it's been like, well, this is hard, but I also know where this is coming from. So I have to balance that line between I'm not going to let you treat me like a piece of shit while also knowing that you need somebody right now. And sometimes that comes in the form of I'm going to take it out on you. Like, I can't think of a time where you and I had like taken it out on each other, but I can think of times where we've like things happened in the band and we were both so fucking frustrated and we lived together. So it was like, we're just two grumpy fucks sitting around like, oh, fuck. It's so annoying, like very unpleasant to be around, I'm sure, for anybody else, but we were just, you know, there doing that. So all of that to say, hopefully you're not treating him like shit. And I think it's perfectly reasonable that, like, you're not in the mood, you don't want to fuck him, he's making moves, and you're just kind of like, really, right now? You know, I think that's perfectly okay. But I do think communication will be key. Not necessarily being like, you're giving me the ick right now, but more like, you know what I'm going through. I'm going through a lot of stuff, and I'm just having a hard time. And would you do me a favor? Would you maybe clean up the sink after you shave? It would mean a lot to me. I know I'm asking you to do a thing that I might not normally ask you to do, but if you could do that, it would mean a lot, and it would be something. And also, like, I'm just not in the mood for sex right now. Cut me some slack for a little while. Those kinds of conversations can go such a long way. And hopefully, if he's a good guy, which I'm going to go ahead and give him the benefit of the doubt that he is, hopefully he'll just be like, I'm really sorry that you're going through that, and that I'm contributing to it in any way. I'll do my best to change those things that are driving you nuts. The singing in the shower thing I might leave alone because he might fucking need that, you know? Like, cleaning up the sink is something that's not like he doesn't need to leave the hair in the sink. He can do that. Not having sex, like, yeah, sex can be a thing that we need when we're struggling, but also that's not up to him. So change the things that are like not going to take away his joy without, infringing on your abilities to have joy. And then the rest of it, you guys cut each other some slack, communicate, and yeah, therapy can be helpful if you need it. But it sounds to me like this is like a transient experience.
Yeah.
It feels like it's for now. And I will also say, you asked if the ick is permanent. I don't think so. I think it's something that can be gotten out of. And I think when circumstances change and when you start to reconnect and you're in a better place and you're feeling better and he starts to become like that person that's bringing that joy back for you, you can get past it. And this will be a time where you'll be like, fuck, that sucked, and move on. I hope. If not, I'm wrong and you got advice from our show. So what do you expect?
Yeah. In which case you're super fucked in the ass.
Mm-hmm. It's true. It's true. Honestly, you're as much as we want people to be writing in questions like they have been, if you're asking us questions, you're fucked.
Yeah.
So
just know you're going to get advice. We never claim to give good advice.
No,
but
never
you will
once.
get advice.
Mm-hmm. And there will be dumb shit said the whole time.
And I think it's tough too, because like advice is subjective, right? Like, no, you could say like, oh, it's good advice or bad advice, but it's subjective, because did you think it was good advice or bad advice? Did the person delivering it, were they altruistic in their reasons? And then even then, the advice that they give are based on their experiences.
Yeah.
So, like
100%.
I was thinking about it while you were talking. Like, I dated a girl that had a DUI in her past, and she had crashed a car, and it was a big deal. And so she didn't have her license, and she had asked if she could borrow my car, and I was real hesitant to do it, but I was like, you know what? We've dated for a while. Like, I trust you. It's fine. And then she went to her friends and had a couple drinks and then drove my car. And I was done. At that point, it was like, no, like, I trusted you to, to basically not break my trust, and you did. And like, that was the cherry on top. We had fucking problems.
Yeah, that wasn't
for a
all.
long time before that. But like, when you say, like, is there the ick? And I'm like, I don't really think that's a thing. I think it's just you're like annoyed in the moment, or they do something that bugs you. I think that there are like, this broke my trust, or this was this was the straw that broke the camel's back. That's weird. But, like, these are the things that I think that are manageable. I think there are other things like, if she was like, he's shitting in the bed and wiping it on my face while I sleep, for sure, that's an ick that you need to get the fuck out of there. But like, oh, he trimmed his beard and there was hair in the sink. Get over it. Come on. Like, talk to him about that shit. Just 100%. Talk to him. Like, you're sitting in the corner being mad about something so fucking little. Like, that's you can solve that problem there, Sherlock Holmes.
There's the tough love is like, okay, it's fine, feel how you feel. Your feelings are valid. You're going through some shit, whatever. But communicate over that small shit that's like annoying you. And I know sometimes it's like a snowball of like every little thing starts to be really, really fucking annoying. But you have to like stop the snowball from rolling down the hill and just like smash it and just be like, hey, here's this thing. It drives me nuts. Can you not do that? It would mean a lot to me. And then it's like maybe the other things won't bother you as much because you don't have this and this and this and this also annoying you.
She's like, you don't understand. When he sings in the shower, he brings a megaphone and just the whole house hears it. The neighborhood hears it.
You don't understand. He's singing Tim and Liam songs in the shower.
Yeah, so it's real bad. It's real bad. Then I recant my previous statement and I say just murder him. Just psycho.
That's a good call. Yes. Good call. This is a disclaimer that we would never encourage murder. That was a hypothetical scenario about a movie that we're writing. All right. This next one also comes in from Anonymous. Wonder if it's the same person. Probably not. They say she says because
pronouns
she, her. Thank you. She says, hey guys, I'm new around here. How you doing? Doing okay.
Doing all right.
Yeah, hanging out with my best friend, so that's good.
Yeah, thanks, mate.
She says, anyway, I found your show because I've been looking for advice all over the internet. My friends would never understand. And your show popped up. Cool.
That's too bad.
I listened to a few episodes, and I know you say your advice is bad, but you do give an interesting perspective from the male point of view, so hopefully you can help me. I won't mind a few giggles along the way either. So when I met my boyfriend, he told me he has a pretty serious foot fetish. I'm an open-minded girly, so it didn't bother me. We do stuff, and he finishes on my feet, and all is well. I'm perfectly satisfied in general. Here's where the problem comes in. We're at the point of talking engagement, big life stuff. But my major concern is kids. We both want kids, but this man cannot finish inside me. He has to use my feet. I'm not kink shaming. I understand it's just how he's wired, but if we're going to have kids, he's going to have to be able to finish inside me. I'm wondering if you have any advice for some things we can do to maybe get him there without needing to be finishing on my feet. Thanks for any advice. You have a new subscriber. Well, thank you for subscribring.
Yeah.
Also, we are on YouTube, and it's at The Love Gods if you want to see our dumb faces give you this shitty advice. Okay, I'm going to get started on this one.
Yeah, go for it.
So, first off, I would highly encourage you to dive into the... I don't know... I know people say foot fetish. It's more of a foot kink in general, but that's fine. Gosh, I am so enlightened, Liam. I'm so enlightened thanks to the work we do.
I love it. It's so,
just I've learned so much.
You're like Tim to the 10th power. It's wonderful.
Yeah, I know. As all this vanilla knows a lot about not vanilla things. Okay.
It's true.
Anyway, so the foot kink. I think that if you were to do some research on your own, probably about foot kinks and various ways that they can be enjoyed. I feel like there's a lot, like I'm a porn watcher, no shame about it. I'm a single man and all I've got is me, myself, and my hand. So I enjoy the occasional porn video. I do not have a foot kink, but I do see a shit ton of videos in the scroll of various foot things because a lot of people do have foot kinks. And they're not all like, oh, they're like, you're jerking off on somebody's feet or like, using people's feet to jerk off. There's a lot of different things from what I've seen. I know that like toe sucking and like toe licking and kissing and that kind of thing can be a thing. I know that there's different like positions that you can do where he can sort of enjoy your feet while being inside you. So my first piece of advice would be like, I don't think all hope is lost here, even in terms of the foot fetish of like making things happen. My second thing would be that penetrative sex where he comes inside you is not the only way to get cum into you. There's lots of other things that you can do. And my third thing would be, and this is going to show how little I actually know about the foot kink. I feel like it may be possible to possibly like train or work his way up to being able to either finish inside you or like, I don't know if it's like a thing where he can't get hard enough to finish inside you, where he needs to be like, it has to be something to do with your feet. But like, if he can be hard enough to be inside you, I feel like he could probably work to, in some way, be able to finish inside you. Even if there's like assistance, like, you know, maybe you can put like your feet on him, because that's for sure possible if you're flexible enough, of like putting your feet on him or like having them like on his shoulder, your legs on his shoulders to where like feet are near. I don't know if that's like a thing that's possible for you. I know not everybody's flexible enough to do that kind of thing, but like there's things like that to where the penetrative sex can actually be hopefully enough for him to be able to get off inside you and do that. But I don't know for sure. But the reason I bring up the training stuff is like, you can train a lot of things in sex. And a lot of people don't think about that because they've just, especially men, have just gone and like, well, I just fuck. What do you mean? What do you mean train? But like most guys have trained their whole lives to come really quickly. That's why most guys come so quickly, because when you're like a teenager and you're jerking off, you're probably in your parents' house. There's people around. You're trying not to get caught. So you're just like, you know, going to blast one out and be done. Yep. And you're literally training yourself to come quickly. I actually had to learn that when I was doing sex therapy, was that like, obviously I got to a point as an adult where I'm like not trying to blast it out really quickly, but you still are trained to like, you know, there's the like shame, the religious shame that comes with it and all that kind of stuff. So you really do kind of train yourself to not last. Now, luckily through that therapy, I've been able to really last much, much longer. I'm not saying that to brag. I'm saying that to point out that for him, he might be able to train to get off in that way. I would encourage, once again, boy, I love therapy. Yeah. I would encourage maybe looking into a sex therapist because they can be really helpful. I got a lot of help out of a very specialized sex therapist. And I think if you find the right one who's like super kink positive, most sex therapists should be, but they might be able to give you some guidance on things to try, positions to try, ways to like start to train him to be able to get off to that, especially since you're not kink shaming. You're not pressuring him, hopefully, to like not be into feet anymore, because if he's into it and you don't have a problem with it, cool. It's just a matter of getting it to the point where he can orgasm inside you so that that can happen. And again, there's lots of other ways to get his sperm inside of your eggs. But if you're trying to do it that way, I think there's ways to do it. Liam, what do you think? Did I fuck that up entirely?
No, you got it. I would say you could buy like the dismembered feet for like Halloween and just put those on either side of your vagina and just have them go between the feet and between your vagina walls.
What if she has really nice feet, though? Way better than those feet, though.
Then, like you said, put a foot up right in his fucking face and put some honey or whipped cream or, you know, tofu, you know, and just fucking let him go to town.
I love tofu.
Let him go to town, downtown.
Yeah.
Bam. Baby Maker Incorporated. I mean, I don't think I have a whole lot to add on top of what you had said. I do think that.
How flexible am I? Can I?
God,
you know what?
Never.
Listen, I think maybe
you could put a toe up your own butt. I think
no,
you could.
Probably. This is a first. I'm testing physical things while we're here. I think that you could probably, depending on how flexible you are, you might be able to get your feet right up there.
Like
as an extra,
doing like a groin stretch. Yeah.
Yeah, like if you sit like crisscross applesauce, you know, you're almost there. You just kind of stretch out a little bit instead of having your ankles crossed. You just stop there. It would take some flexibility. I understand that it's a little ableist of me, but if you are flexible,
but you also have to
could do that.
You also have to think though, like if you're going at it and dudes can pull out and finish somewhere else, right? Like if you're doing like the raw dog and bail, or the loop, swoop, and pull, like, you know, if you're doing that and you can pull out and come somewhere, why doesn't he just fuck your feet until he's just about to come, and then yeah, just
that's
fucking,
another. Yeah, that's another.
You know
I don't know if
I mean?
you've tried that. If you've tried that and it hasn't worked, cool.
Do one of those. Like you'd have to kind of prep yourself a little bit, or he would also have to help like prep you, because you don't want. I don't know how big he is, but you don't want it to be like he's trying to slam a baseball bat into like a fucking keyhole.
Well, it sounds like she's satisfied too, so it doesn't sound like it's an issue where, like, he's just getting off and then she's just whatever. Also, so she'd probably be in,
yeah. So she's ready to receive.
Yeah.
At that point, I think there's ways that you could do it. I mean, if all else fails, you just buy a turkey baster and just
turkey baster. Yeah, I do think. I mean, I think this is doable. I don't think this should stop you in any way.
No.
I don't think this should keep you from like getting engaged. And if you're in alignment on wanting kids and all that, you're gonna find a way. You can absolutely make this work.
And if not, then your feet get pregnant and you give birth to baby feet.
And then he's gonna be he's gonna have a real problem.
Yeah, no, then he's gonna be like, well, I have to find a new kink. This this is not gonna work for me.
Yeah. 100%. Yeah, I think you got this. You got this. I mean, there wasn't much advice there, much in the way of advice.
No, there was just great advice. That was great. Yeah,
you can for sure.
I'm so proud of you.
I'm proud of me too. You can find ways, and even if you're not flexible, I feel like there's things that you can do that really wouldn't require much flexibility.
Halloween feet.
Halloween feet is really the key. I think Halloween feet that's the key. That is the best piece of advice you're going to get on this show is fuck Halloween feet. Yeah. That needs to be a book.
I hate us.
I also hate us. People actively choose to watch us talk like this. So.
Hey, we appreciate you.
Yeah,
appreciate you and your feet.
Yeah. Comment below if you hate us as well. Just right below the video, just comment on it if you're on YouTube and let us know if you hate us as well. Don't post any Nazi shit though, because that's gonna get deleted.
Fuck that shit. Delete that right out of existence.
Yeah. I hate that I have to say that. We literally have gotten 2 comments from people defending. I can't say that word on YouTube. I'm gonna get
but they know. They know who they are and what they did.
Yeah. All right. Last question. This one comes in from Shelly. We got a name. Hi, Shelly. Ooh. She says, I just got into a new relationship, and then in parentheses, yay, with a great guy, also in parentheses, yay. We hit it off from the moment we met. Everything is going so well, and I'm absolutely ecstatic. We met on Tinder. And here's the problem. Here's your sign. The other day, I was at his apartment, and he was putting on some music, and I glanced at his phone to see who the band was, and saw that he still has Tinder installed. I can't tell if I should be worried. As soon as we agreed to be exclusive, I deleted the app. Maybe he just hasn't because it's so new. Maybe he's still looking for other or better options. Help? ? That's the second question this week that ended with help ?
Nice. I like it. Hey, at least they're nothing if not consistent. Appreciate it.
I love it. Thanks, Shelly. Liam, what do you think?
I wouldn't look too deep into that. We had another dude that's not cleaning his beard hair out of the sink. Like we're dumb as a box of rocks. Like he literally found you, you guys hit it off, and he never thought again about like, Tinder's still on the phone here, I should delete that off.
Yeah, he was thinking about your boobies.
Yeah, he's thinking about how's he going to get into that sweet, sweet vagina. Like he's not fucking thinking about it. And if he is, and like you need to, assuage your concerns, just fucking ask him. Like, just be like, hey, I just want to make sure we're on the same page because this relationship is new. Are we exclusive? Are we, still seeing other people? Are we, still going to be on Tinder and, like seeing what else is out there? Just, for me, I deleted Tinder because I'm prepared to be exclusive to you. I just want to make sure we're on the same page and see what he fucking says. I think that's like an easy solution, but I wouldn't go like super concerned right off the bat just because he hasn't deleted the app. That literally means nothing. But what about you, man? What do you think?
I feel the same way. I mean, as somebody who's kind of in the dating pool and has met people on dating apps, not recently, because God, they're trash. They're awful. Yeah, fucking, I'm so happy for you that you
only
found
imagine.
someone.
I've seen people in real life. I can't imagine how they are on the internet.
It's bad. It's bad. Shelly, I'm happy for you and your boyfriend for sure. Really happy that you found somebody on there, but boy, they're trash. But what I will say is that like one thing that I've done a lot is like if I've gotten into a new relationship, or no, let me take that back. If I've met somebody and I like them and things are going in the right direction, but we haven't yet like had the are we exclusive talk, but we're, you know, maybe we've gone on a couple dates and things are looking good. I've deleted my profile but kept the app. I don't know fucking why I've done that. I'm a guy. We're stupid. So it's very possible that it's that. He also could be of that same mindset. It also could be it's really new. He doesn't know if this relationship is going to last. He's just going to keep Tinder, but he deleted his profile. That way he can get back on if this relationship ends. New relationships are fucking like this. You know what I mean? You have no fucking clue. You go on 3 dates, and on date 4, you find out that they like stabbing dogs, and you're like, okay, well, no, this is over, you know? So I don't think you have too much to worry about. And I agree with Liam. If you're really, really worried, just be like, hey, I promise I wasn't snooping. I wanted to see who the band was. I saw you still have Tinder. I deleted mine. Just curious. Are you still looking? Because if so, that's fine, or it's not fine, whatever. Depending on what, you know, how you feel. But I just want to know where we stand. And then hopefully he'll be a good dude and just be like, oh, yeah, I just honestly forgot to delete it. Boop, and delete it right in front of you.
And I don't even think you need to like do the, oh, I saw it was still on your phone. Like you could literally just be like, hey, I want to make sure we're defining the relationship.
True.
And that's then honestly, at that point, if you're like, hey, are we exclusive? And he's like, yeah, we're exclusive. And then you could be like, all right, cool. Like, cause I deleted all of the, you know, dating apps off my phone. I just want to make sure like we're in the same mindset. And then if he goes, yeah, I deleted them all off of my phone, then you could be like, oh,
yeah,
no.
yeah.
And then maybe wonder because maybe he thought he did, or he didn't even think about it, or he might go like, oh, that's a good call. Let me go ahead. I'll delete mine off as well. And then that way it's allowed. Because the same thing, like you may, when you break up, like you may have pictures of your ex on your phone. We had a question.
Yeah, we just had a question about that.
Yeah, we had a question where like somebody still had pictures on their phone of their ex, and it's like sometimes you don't even think about that shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's. I don't think it's anything to get like too twisted up about. Because is that the most important thing about what you're trying to develop right now in a relationship, or is it more important to just focus on this relationship as it's blossoming? When you know other floral. Soliloquies to make me seem elegant and intelligent.
Yeah, I don't think you need to worry. I mean, I think so I've been at a point where like I'm at a real tipping point in my perception of human beings right now. If you knew me up until about a year ago ish, I tended to really give everybody the benefit of the doubt as much as possible. I'm still a big devil's advocate guy. It happens a lot. I can't help it. It's getting beaten out of me by the way of the world. But like, it's very easy for me to be like, oh, it probably means nothing. Like, I almost get this guy. No, you don't have to worry about it. But that part of me has creeped in more and more. That's been like, actually people suck and are garbage. And he probably is trying to hook up with other people. So the balanced part of me that tends to come out at the end of the day is saying that like, most likely he just hasn't deleted the app. Most likely he didn't think about it. He didn't even go look at it. He's talking to you in other ways. He's not using Tinder to communicate with you. And it fucking slipped his mind. I have apps on my phone that I never fucking use. I don't even know why they're there. I downloaded them once and forgot about them. I have 2 pages of apps literally right now that I'm looking at. And I'm like, what the fuck is that? I don't know what that is, what it does, or what it's for. I'm sure it's something along those lines. Or there's a thought behind it. But talk to him about it. Do Liam's way or do my way. Either way, it's probably going to be bad because we're terrible. But I think have that conversation and make yourself feel better and then enjoy this new relationship. Have fun. He's a great guy, you say. It's new. Everything's going well. You're ecstatic. Fucking enjoy it. Don't let those like... those like
Nagging
doubts
Yeah.
destroy something that's fun for you, because goddamn do we need like good things in the world right now. And if you've got a good thing, enjoy it. Be reasonably skeptical. Don't ignore warning signs, but also don't be afraid to enjoy something that's good. On the basis of like bad things have happened before, because bad things are going to happen again. But that doesn't mean that they're all bad, or anything that looks bad is bad. So
yeah,
that's what I think.
Fuck yeah, dude. I like it. I thought you gave, if I had to rate our advice on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the greatest, I'd say you were probably at like a 3 today.
Yeah, that's fair.
I'm still sitting at a 1. I think I've had one day that I might have hit like a 5. Because I was like, I was on fire. I probably got laid that morning.
Yeah.
I probably had really good pizza or something. And
I love pizza.
Fuck yeah, bro. And then, I think
I'm at a 69 at all times.
Yeah, girl. Yeah.
Because I'm also like a teenager. Because
I'm at a 2 and a 1.
Mm-hmm.
2 in the pink, 1 in the stink.
Yeah. Did I ever tell that story on the podcast?
You have.
Okay.
Yeah.
I wanted to make sure, because if not, it needed to be told.
And then at that point, I think people need to go back and find the episodes.
Yes.
They'd be like, "What's the story? What's
go
the story?"
find the episode of the Shocker.
Yeah, go find the Shocker.
The girl that I nicknamed the Shocker. So
yes.
That's a teaser. All right, that one's not on YouTube. You have to listen to the audio podcast for that. Yeah. You're gonna have to go way back. So go listen to all our old episodes.
We're on like season 3. So good luck. It's in 1 or 2.
Yeah. Yeah. So let us know. Here's what I want you to do. This is what I really want. Go below this video. There's the comments on YouTube. Below this video. Comments on YouTube. Rate our advice. Okay? Ooh, you could do it by question, but it doesn't have to be that serious. Our overall advice. Tim, not my colon. Don't rate that. I have IBS. You don't want to rate my colon. Tim, what number? 1 to 10. Liam.
Yeah.
Or dash, if you prefer the dash.
Yeah, I'd prefer dashes.
Yeah. So
I used to do colons, but then it made it seem like it was dialogue. Whereas like it's a dash, it seems like it's more of a note, I guess. Yeah. I don't know.
I do a dash and then a slash, and it looks like somebody's doing like the face, Yeah.
So. Which would be apropos for the advice that we give. People would listen to the advice and go, I'm not going to do any of that.
There you go. So comment below. Let us know. That's our way of trying to get you to comment, because that helps us with the YouTube algorithm. So do it. Plus, you will get to judge other people. That's the bonus. The bonus is you get to judge other people, us being the other people, and then we get the benefit of you commenting on YouTube. So YouTube says people care about the video. See? It's a win-win.
Yeah. And then if you really want to be awesome, you can also rate their comment. So rate their rating. So if somebody gave like Tim an 8 and that's fucking crazy, you can be like, this commenter, and then be like,
just talk shit
or 1.
Yeah. Tell each other that you're garbage,
No, don't do that. That's just
the way of
what
YouTube
we
comments.
Do. We tell each other we're garbage.
Fair.
They don't tell each other they're garbage.
That's right.
They can tell us we're garbage. That's fine.
Yes. Well, they'd be accurate. Well, that'll do it for this round of shitty advice. If you need some shitty advice from us, toss your question in the comments below, or head to our website at thelovegods.lol, and you can send it in anonymously there, and we'll answer it on an upcoming episode. Make sure you like and subscribe and all that jazz. Thank you so much for listening. I'm Tim Page.
And I'm Liam DeCosimo.
And we are the Love Gods. See ya!